Hello there!
I'm Emily.
And I'm Kayla.
And we just want to talk movies.
And today we are once again not talking about movies. We are talking about the one, the only TV show, Stranger Things.
That kind of feels like a movie sometimes.
Yeah, it feels like 5 really, really long movies.
Yes.
So we'll be talking about season 3 and season 4. Last episode we did season 1 and season 2. We can pretty much jump right in. We don't really have any news.
No news.
I have disappointing news that The Vampire Lestat, aka Interview with the Vampire season 3, is not coming out until summer of 2026.
Hot girl summer.
It is going to be Hot Girl Summer, but I was hoping for a spring release.
Did you see that Alice Oseman posted a teaser of one of the drawings for the last volume, and it said someone saying "one last dance?" ?
Oh.
And I'm already...
Is that what the movie's going to be called? Oh wait, we already know what the movie's going to be called.
At least I'm assuming it was Heartstopper, unless it's something else she's working on.
Maybe she's working on something new.
But it made me... just tell me that someone's dancing. I just need a waltz.
With Heartstopper and Stranger Things, I don't really care how long I have to wait because I don't want it to be over.
That's true.
With The Vampire Lestat, I'm like, please, just come out already.
The point is, we're going to get a lot this Hot Girl Summer.
Yes.
A lot of content.
So that's all we've got. Now we can jump into Stranger Things.
Let's jump right in, because it's probably going to be long.
Yes. Disclaimer, we have watched all of Volume 1 of Season 5, as has the rest of the world. It'll probably come up. So if any... this is your warning now that there might be slight spoilers. We probably won't get into major spoilers, but like...
I'm going to try not to. I'm going to try to give my review as I was before I saw it.
Yes.
Without any thoughts from newer content.
But I do like having the perspective of, like, now we know what's going to happen. I think, personally for me, certain things that have happened in Season 5 have enhanced the viewing experience of especially these 2 seasons. But also all of the seasons, really.
Especially things involving
Will
2 characters named Will and Mike.
Oh.
For the context, looking back at other seasons, like,
Well, I mean, it was obvious even before Season 5 came out.
I wasn't even on the train till season 4.
You weren't aware? Did I not tell you about it?
You did, but I was kind of like, huh.
You know what? It didn't really become a thing, like a huge thing, until after Season 3 came out.
I didn't think it was something that was, like, gonna be in the show. I thought it was just people shipped them.
Well, I always knew that he was gonna be gay.
See, I did not until season 4.
Oh, wow. I feel like
it was
it's
kind
so
of like,
obvious.
what it felt like for me was like watching It Chapter 2. When they made Richie and Eddie actually a thing. I was like,
But they didn't really.
Well,
they made
sort
Richie
of.
gay and Eddie possibly bisexual.
Well, but they liked each other.
I think.
Did he not do the...
Yeah, but Richie did that. Eddie wasn't... It wasn't confirmed that Eddie reciprocated the feelings.
Oh, I assumed.
Yeah, you know what? Me too. And we can continue to believe that. We'll never know, because he unfortunately perished.
Oh, I don't know. It always goes back to gay, doesn't it?
With Finn Wolfhard, it usually does.
It's kind of like Nicholas Galitzine. Like, name a straight character he's played. He was straight in real life, but name a straight character he's played.
I can't think of one, personally. Anyway,
Even in Purple Hearts.
Can we get into the actual conversation?
I don't know if we can.
So, Season 3. Season 3 is when... I mean, they were pretty much established as a phenomenon at this point. The budget was huge. You could tell. The effects got an upgrade this season. They were going for a blockbuster summer release type vibe. It was released on July 4th. This was the first season that I stayed up all night to watch, because it released at midnight, and I watched it as soon as it came out. It was a ride, as were the other 2 seasons, but... I mean, I came down the next morning in shambles. What I like to refer to this season as is, like, the tagline for it is, it's all fun and games until someone gets hurt, because that's basically what it is. It's the most fun, happy-go-lucky sort of season. And then at the end, it's like, oh shit,
Yep.
we're in it now, boys. And then you transition into season 4, and then
There's
the ride.
hardly any fun and games.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I'll get to this more when we talk about season 4, but it is very interesting to go right, like, as we were binge watching to, or like, not binge watching, but rewatching the series to get to season 5, to prepare for season 5. The shift from season 3 to season 4 was probably the most jarring of any of the seasons. Even though season 3 is also a lot different from the first 2 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
That shift from season 3 to season 4 is like, oh, we're in the end game now. We're almost there. But yeah, I like this season. This season is very controversial.
Yes.
I think my main thing is just that it doesn't really add to the lore or the world building very much. I think that the monster is really interesting in the way it works this season. It's very Invasion of the Body Snatchers, sort of the Blob. I love that kind of stuff. So I remember being very excited as I was watching it. I was like, ooh, I like where we're heading with this. But they never go into the Upside Down. You never really learn more about the Upside Down. So that's probably my main thing, like, especially looking back. Like, this is kind of a sore thumb a little bit in that extent, to that extent. But it's so fun. Like I said, this is the most fun season. This is the most laughs I have, I believe, of any of the seasons. I really like it's also clearly a transition season for the kid characters. It's like growing pains. I feel like the actors have talked about this, but they were all at the height of puberty, so, like, it's really hard for them to watch back, but, like, it's so realistic how awkward it all is, and how the little fights that they get into were just so realistic, and I really liked all of that. Nancy and Jonathan, they were great in season 2. Season 3, I mean, Nancy's great. And I really do like that they have their sort of conflict with each other this season is, like, they're kind of not on the same page, because Nancy, she's dealing with, like, being a woman in an all-male workplace, but she also grew up with money. Jonathan is a man in an all-male workplace, but he didn't grow up with money, so it's kind of an interesting, like, dynamic that they have. Unfortunately, after they make up from the fight, they're kind of, like, just around for the rest of the season, and I don't know. Nancy's always cool, but so it doesn't really matter when she's just around, but Jonathan kind of just fades into the background. I feel like that's also a big complaint that a lot of people have, is, like, the Byers family in general is kind of put on the back burner in this season and season 4. Again, looking back, season 5, I kind of understand it, because you need this time, especially for Will's character, you need this time. Yes, he's gone through all of this supernatural stuff, but you need this time to build up who Will is as a person, because we haven't been able to do that. And yes, there's not much of it, but the general arc that he goes on of, like, feeling left behind, because he literally is kind of developmentally behind, because he was so traumatized he didn't have a chance to grow up, and everyone else is, like, trying too hard to grow up. Very realistic, and I probably relate to Will the most this season. I was definitely that friend who was like, why do you care about boys? We need to play games.
Yes.
And then going into season 4, with him figuring himself out more. It's a really beautiful journey, I think, looking back once you get to season 5. But definitely when we're in the middle of it, like when season 3 came out, I think everyone was kind of like, dang, Will's just kind of around to touch his neck. And you know what I don't like is that, especially in season 3, I mean, he doesn't even really get to do it in season 4 until the end, but you know, like, all of the rest of the characters already know that something is happening before he starts to touch his neck, so it's literally useless. He's literally useless in this season, other than, like, telling them how the Mind Flayer could have survived. He's kind of useful, but it is kind of a shame. And his bowl cut is really bad. The hair is probably the worst this season. I don't know, season 4 is pretty bad too. For Will, it's the worst this season.
I still am offended by season 2, Will.
Oh,
more.
you're right. But
I get more jump scared by that one. This one is still awful, but it's more like...
The excuse I will make for Will's bowl cut in season 2 is that he is supposed to be creepy kid in season 2.
That's very true.
So it fits. In season 3, it's a wig, and it's a bad wig. I mean, how could you make a bowl cut wig good, to be fair?
I mean, they put one on Mike. Or no, did they put one on Mike?
No, I don't think he's ever had a wig.
Or you said they, like, straightened his hair, but then it kept curling.
Yeah, his hair is really curly in real life. So in season 3, and I think they were shooting in the summer, so, like, humidity. And in Atlanta, too. So, like, every other shot of him, his hair gets bigger or just changes shape, so it's kind of funny. But it's not that weird. Important, but it's just something.
Listen, Elle's hair looks good.
This is Elle's height.
Fashionista
This
season.
is her fashion height. I want all of her outfits.
Me too.
I remember especially being a fan of her suspenders and the blue paint splatter shirt that she wears in episode 5 and 6, I believe. Or 4 and 5? Whatever. At some point
the one when she had the scrunchie.
Yes. Yeah. Everyone knows it. That was my favorite.
That's a good
I feel
one.
like now I think it is the romper in the mall.
That's my favorite.
I just love that. And also the way she does her hair. It's so cute. It's like such a cute storyline that all the kids have. And I think a lot of people get annoyed with it. And I'm like, but bruh, this is what it was like.
I mean, I don't know if people were annoyed because, like, she can be a very girly person. And I don't know if people get offended by that, maybe.
Well, yeah.
You'd be like, she's supposed to be strong, independent girl, and why is she doing dress up? I'm like, you shut your mouth, because guess what?
Well, I think a lot of people appreciated the fact that they delved more into, or they gave Max and 11 a friendship, because I do, as much as it is kind of fun in season 2, when, like, it's all about jealousy, because she thinks that Max and Mike were flirting, it's like, we've seen this a million times, so I'm glad they kind of dropped that, and I, like, looking back, I think that Max really needed a girlfriend. And I think that's why she's so, like, latches on to it so much. So I really understand. I'm not mad at anyone, any of the kids in this situation. There's a lot of I remember, because I was also involved heavily in the fandom, there was a lot of wars on Max sucks, Mike sucks, Hopper sucks. Hopper is the most guilty of anyone, I will say. He's the adult in the situation.
That's very true.
And he didn't handle what was going on with Mike and 11 gracefully at all.
I do think Mike is little shit this season.
He is. But you know what? That's the other thing, is people are like, what happened to Mike? He was always like this. He's just older now.
Yeah. He's always had an attitude with, like, authority, authority people.
Yes.
His
he does
parents.
not respect authority, except for Mr. Clark. That's the only figure of authority he will respect.
And you can see it's, like, barely. Like, he kind of wants to cop a tune with him, but
that's part of who Mike is, so to me it made sense.
It wasn't something I was like, oh, God. I thought it was actually funny to watch.
Me too. Yeah, I really enjoyed Mike and Hopper's dynamic. I think they're one of my favorite dynamics, but I know a lot of people were very divided about it. And I don't know. I think people need to accept the fact that some characters don't have to be perfect. And also, it's so much fun, Jan, to see them not be perfect.
And also, as far as, like, the sexism that people say with Hopper and I guess Mike, or, like, any of the male characters. Another thing is, this is supposed to be the 80s, where there was definitely just some ideas that were like, what?
Yeah.
That's how it is. But I think this show does a good job of, like, having that, but then also having that proven wrong to the characters. Like, no, the ladies can take care of themselves.
Yeah.
And
I think that's definitely a big theme this season. That we have that with Nancy and Jonathan, Mike and Elle, and Hopper and Joyce. Like, all the main romances have that.
And it
Lucas
doesn't...
and Max are just chilling, kind of.
Yeah. They don't, like, go too... Like, if a lot of the times things try to do that, and it's cringe. Because you're like, oh, this is, like, so forced. Which it didn't feel like that. It never feels like that to me in the show. I think just sometimes this season, Max has some lines that are kind of like...
Yeah.
Okay, like, you're clearly trying to put, like... what do you call them? Like hot topics on social media at the like some of the lines she says, I'm like, I feel like you ripped that from a Twitter header.
That's true.
But it's not to the point where it's like, oh my god.
I think the main scene with Hopper that annoys me is when he, I think Joyce is talking about her magnets, and she wants to go back to the lab, and he's like, you want to go back because some magnets fell off your fridge. That doesn't make sense to me for Hopper, because Hopper is so, like...
He's like, something.
He's into the mystery, yeah. And I guess I understand it because it's magnets, and it's also Joyce, but I feel like at this point, Hopper, we're 2 seasons in, and you don't believe her when something's going awry. Like, come on. That's the only point where I'm like...
And that feels like more like what season 1... Hopper would do.
Yes.
Because season 2, remember, with the pumpkins, he was like, what's going on?
Yeah, he was, like, into it. So, and then I think they sort of redeem themselves in the scene where they are at the lab, and he's talking about how, like, yeah, I feel like I'm seeing stuff, too. Like, I thought that this dog was a Demogorgon, and I almost shot it. So I think that scene sort of made it make more sense.
That's a good
that he's
point.
like, we just need to calm down, everything's fine, and he knows, he has proof, the gate is closed. So I really enjoy that scene, and especially the fact that Joyce is considering leaving, and he's like, but you have people here who know what you've been through. I enjoy the Jopper dynamic, and that scene's one of my favorite between them. But yeah, Hopper's high energy this season, and it can be a bit much. And
you
it
don't
was
know
a
what
bit
he's
much
going to
for
do
a lot
next.
of people. One of my favorite Hopper scenes is when he yells at Joyce to drive. That's become a bigger and bigger meme recently, which I've appreciated because I've always loved that scene.
Yeah.
Who else have we got?
Him and Joyce teaming up with Murray, which is
Yes.
amazing. And
I
then
feel
Alexi.
That group is great.
I would watch a whole sitcom of that group.
The Eagle's Nest. I guess by then Alexi is not involved, but still.
Oh.
Yeah. What a great way to bring Murray back into the fold. You move him on to the next couple who needs help.
Yes. And I love how the whole time it feels like everyone is just trying to drive Hopper insane. Yeah. And slowly he loses just more and more as you see him come to the edge.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
Absolutely coming to the edge.
Yes.
And yeah, great new characters this season, I'd say. Alexi and also Mayor Klein. We have Robin this season.
Yes, Robin.
I think the Larry Klein. Why am I forgetting the actor's name?
Carrie Elways.
Carrie Elways. He's great.
He's always amazing.
Yeah. Princess Bride, Saw. I mean, what more can
Men
you
in
ask?
Tights.
Men in Tights. How could I forget?
Twister.
He's a great... That's right. He plays a great villain.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a great, like, goofy villain to counteract the more supernatural, and also... But I do feel like the Russians are kind of goofy this season, too. So I feel like that's another thing is, like... the stakes... Billy is the villain. Everything else is kind of, like, for fun.
Yeah.
But we can talk about
Billy. We need to talk about Billy.
Wow. This is the highlight of the season for me, is probably everything going on with Billy. What a beautiful way to, like, take a character who, I mean, no one should like, and he's obviously bad, but he's still a human. So it's really interesting to sort of see, like, how Elle finds the human in him and brings it to the surface. Like, I feel like it's just a great story about humanity. We are bad people, but we are all human. And I also love the way, I mentioned this in the last episode, I love the way that we are doing a possession story again, but we're not redoing season 2. We're doing our own thing. It's from Billy's perspective, and then we have this whole, like, literally building a monster out of human body parts, and Billy is sort of, like, the leader of it all. We now know that might be Vecna, like, controlling him.
I think.
So that's really cool. I just love it all. And just that creepy scene where he is at dinner with Heather, the lifeguard, and her family, and everything is just too nice. And they're like, I guess nothing's wrong. But nope, everything is wrong. I just love creepy stuff like that.
Yep.
So yeah. And then that scene at the end of episode 6, E Pluribus Unum. What a great episode title, because it's 4th of July and also it's all of the people becoming one in the monster. Oh, so beautiful. And that great finale. The music is great. We've got some, I don't know what instrument it is. It almost sounds like a flute, like a wood instrument.
Oh.
Or something in that music. It's really cool. And then we got and then they're all coming together and they're coming for Elle because Elle shut the door on them last season.
Oops. Ooh. Didn't hold the door for me. You're no gentleman.
Yeah. And then of course that finale where Billy sacrifices himself.
I think the actor did such a great job as well.
Dacre Montgomery.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, well, I'm not shocked, but I'm a little offended that he didn't get like some kind of award.
I know. I thought that him and Millie Bobby Brown were like fantastic in this season and deserved something.
He's great. Mm-hmm. He makes you hate him so much.
Yes.
And then the next second makes you feel like, wow, he like is just... Like, he's an innocent in the grand scheme of this. Yes. He's not an innocent at all in, like, life. But just in this whole horrible thing that's happening, he's just, like, he doesn't want to be involved in any of it.
Yeah. He didn't ask for this.
It's such a good performance. And he does it, like, without... It's so subtle. Mm-hmm. But you can see just by his facial acting... I love the scene where, I guess Vecna is speaking through him.
Yeah.
It's so good because he's, like, saying it in this evil way, but he's facial expressions, like, he's trying to stop.
Yeah.
Or, like, hold it, or it's, like, painful for him.
Yeah.
I'm like, every time I watch that scene, I'm like, this is so good. Mm-hmm. I love stuff like that.
The tear falling down his face. Oh, it's so good.
And just, like, the way when he'll, like, take a breath or, like, turn his head kind of, I'm like, that feels like him trying to stop. Like, that's so good.
It's so good. And he's dressed like Wolverine for, like, a really big chunk of the season.
That is true.
So that's great, too. Yeah, I mean, we have covered everything except for the Scoops Ahoy storyline.
How could we forget?
What a joyous storyline. I mean, we've got Dustin and Steve back together. This is personally probably my favorite season for them. Season 2 is a close second, but this one takes the cake because it's the whole season and it's so fun. And we see how much Dustin has sort of latched on to Steve.
Yes.
And also,
Steve to Dustin.
Yeah, and Steve still needs to learn. He needs to learn that, like, we're not in high school anymore. The things that made you cool in high school don't necessarily carry over to the real world. I like that. And then we get a goofy Russian storyline where they drop many stories in an elevator down to a secret Russian base. It's just so fun. And this also was where people are like, what? We're bringing in Russians now? To me, I was like, yes, it is goofy, but, like, it's the 80s. I feel, and the whole beginning of the story was kind of,
it was involved in
the Cold War was like a thing.
And it makes sense that Russia would want to be in on all of this.
Yeah, I think it's kind of cool that, like, the Russians came in and wanted to harness whatever was going on in Hawkins. I think that's kind of cool.
And we got Alexei out of it.
Yes. And I also love, like, I don't know, the themes in this season are just so tight for me, because also the fact that, like, it's 4th of July, we have a mall, it's so American, and then in the depths of the mall is this communist thing going on.
There's a lot of themes of, like, communism versus capitalism, which is kind of strange.
But I think it's kind of fitting because it's so 80s.
Yeah, it is.
And, there is this scene where Erica is, like, talking about how great capitalism is.
We get Erica. Erica's, like, a full character this season for the first time.
Yeah, and she's very fun. She adds some nice comedy to that already comedic group.
Yep.
But sort of a more I don't know what would you call her style of comedy?
Bullying.
Yeah. It kind of like brings them back to the ground a little bit, Dustin and Steve at least.
Yeah.
Robin. She's one of my favorite characters.
I love Robin, and Robin never has a weak season so far.
No.
There's never a season where like, yeah, Robin didn't really stand out this season.
No. She stands out every season.
Yep.
Maybe because it's Maya Hawke, but
yeah. I'm always, when it comes to Stranger Things, always hesitant with new characters. I'm like, okay, what are they gonna do? Because we already have like
too many. By season 3, I think we have too many. Because the thing that I'd say is, I think it's episode 5 and onward, it's Nancy, Jonathan, and all of the kids. And that's kind of too much. And you can tell in some of the scenes, especially Will and Lucas, they kind of jump in and say things, and it's obvious that they're just giving them those lines so that they'll have a line in the scene.
That's always a problem when you have a big group of actors.
I feel like I start to notice it more in this season. But honestly, they kind of, as far as that goes, where there's too many characters within a scene, they don't really have that issue as much in season 4. Season 4, it's more, they're all way too spread out.
Yeah, and you gotta go
jump.
I mean, but it's not like, it's to the point where it's like, I don't know what's going on anymore. They managed to keep it.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it's very impressive.
Yeah.
What they do.
And all the characters that they add, like, there's never a character that you're like, we don't need this character. It's either like, oh yeah, they're fun and cool, or like, oh my god, they're a dick, but I love watching it.
Yeah. So yeah, Robin definitely a standout. So glad that we kept her on until the end.
Yes.
A great, I think it was definitely, I think that she was originally planned to be a love interest for Steve, but like probably very quickly they decided not to. But I really like that, because I remember the whole season I liked Robin, but I was like, I don't want her to be a love interest for Steve because it just seems too obvious. And also, I don't know, I didn't really get that vibe.
And then, there's a reason for that.
Oh my gosh, I was so pleased. It came out of nowhere for me, but like once she said it, I was like, oh, okay, this makes sense. The bathroom scene in which Robin tells Steve that she's not into him, actually. She's into Tammy Thompson.
For some reason.
Yeah, as we find out, we don't know why.
I thought maybe she was lying and she was into Nancy the whole time, but apparently I've been proven wrong.
I think that was a thing, like, after season 3 came out, where people were like, I thought she was going to say she was into Nancy.
I think that would have been
because she says at the beginning, I think that's what I thought when she at first says she wouldn't stop staring at you. I was like, what?
Yeah. Because here's the thing. And this is also the reason why I can kind of understand the frustration of not having Will and Mike end up together. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of shows these days will have like, okay, we have a gay character, you guys. Mm-hmm. So it's okay. We're inclusive.
We check the box.
You will rarely see 2 main characters be in a same-sex relationship. It always has to be the gay character, and they're with some side character who doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. Which is like, it's like they're afraid to show it too much. They're afraid to go the extra step. Mm-hmm. And it's like, why can't we just have 2 main characters who are together instead of, oh, I'm gay, I swear, just with someone who you don't see very often.
I agree. I've always felt like that because I feel like I know the direction they're going with Will and Mike. Mm-hmm. Personally, I don't think that they're going to end up together.
No, I don't think and I don't think story-wise it would make sense.
No, especially at this point.
Yeah, not at this point. But I can understand people being like,
yeah,
what the hell? Because like, that's great, Will is gay, but like, it's kind of in the ether now.
That being said, though, I do like to have a character who like is gay, but that doesn't define their relationship, doesn't define their characters, and I feel like that's very true of Robin and Will. So I appreciate that in that sense. But
yes, and that's true
why I pray to everything holy, and I don't think they will, but I hope they don't just come up with a random love interest for Will.
No, I was worried about that, but I don't think they will.
I don't think they would do that.
With the direction they're going right now. I think my fears have been abated with that.
But that's why I'm just like, it feels weird when they have a love interest that's kind of off screen, because like the obligatory, well, here's the person I'm with.
Yeah.
It's like either have them be with someone who we see, or just I'm single.
Have them be on their own. Yeah.
Which I think Will is gonna just be a single Pringle and be very happy and okay with himself at the end. I'm hoping.
Yeah, I do wish that Robin had a love interest who was more involved in the story.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that in season 4 and 5. Yeah. But this season is all about Robin.
Yeah, and she's amazing.
She's great. She's very smart. She knows, what did she say? She knows like 4 languages? That's crazy.
She's fun.
She is fun. She, again, like Erica, she's a good like foil to the Steve and Dustin dynamic. I love the scene where she's like, how many children are you friends with?
Yeah.
A lot of people also say that she's very different in season 3 compared to the other 2 seasons.
I was going to say, it feels like they upped her goofiness in the other seasons.
Yes, but people are like, oh, they lobotomized her.
I wouldn't say that.
She always had that, like, talks fast. Like, there's that scene at the end of season 3 where she's like, oh, this isn't that bad. There's a goalie on my soccer team who broke her leg and the bone came out. And Steve's like, Robin, shut up.
Yeah.
Like, she always had that. I think just her dynamic with Steve was really different in this season because obviously she hadn't opened up to him yet. So she was kind of trying to be like, I mean, she even said, she's like, we try to act too cool for people like you. And I think that's what she was doing. I think that's why.
That's a good point.
And at the end, you obviously see her sort of change and be more open. And then on to the other seasons.
I hadn't thought of that.
Continues. That's how I've always interpreted it. I never had an issue with
No, I was never like, ugh. But it was always something I noticed in season 4. I'm like, she's way more like, kind of silly.
I just think she's more comfortable with herself.
That's probably true. I thought at first, is it maybe her reaction because, you know, things are getting...
Yeah, like, that too.
I'm like, is she kind of
stressful,
panicking a little bit?
That is also a good explanation.
But yeah, it's not... I was never like, ugh, she's way dumber now or anything. I was just like, huh, that's...
No, she's acting a little different. She still has her same, like... If they were trying to say that she's, like, way cooler in season 3, she was very, like, oh, there's Russians? Sure, I'll help you guys. And that's the same thing in season 4, where she's like, let's look at the microfiche from this weird conspiracy magazine or newspaper. Like, that's the same character to me.
Yeah. Yeah, she doesn't feel like a completely different character or anything.
Yeah, there's definitely a shift.
Yeah.
But personally, I think it makes sense. And I love all versions of Robin.
Yes.
What else have we not talked about? Oh my god, we got Dustin and Susie.
Oh god.
Personally, I don't love the Neverending Story bit.
No.
I think that this is where the goofiness goes too far for me. Like, okay, we get it, but we're in the midst of the finale. We can't be doing this crap.
With a character who you just introduced and you're asking me to like.
Yeah. And then she, like, basically screws it up by, like, giving them not enough time.
She's the reason that Hopper died momentarily.
Yup.
It's all her.
It's all Susie's fault. Susie's the real villain.
You can see the moment he realizes it, too. As that wonderful shot pulls away from him and he stands in the hallway and he knows these are his last moments.
Yep. I have to hear this on my last day on Earth.
Yeah, I don't really feel either way about Susie. Apparently they broke up now.
Yeah, they didn't really discuss that in season 5, but she's not around.
I wasn't upset.
No, I mean, I don't think she's supposed to be, like, a super important character. I kind of like her more in season 4.
I was going to say...
I enjoy her, actually, in season 4. That's kind of a small thing. I just generally think that the relationship stuff with the kids is just so endearing this season. They're just trying to figure it out. Balancing your friends who, like, you're growing apart interest-wise, and also... you've got love interests. How do you balance friends and love? That's a very, very common thing that teenagers go through. And I do think that the stuff with Mike and Will is very heartbreaking. We're sowing the seeds of things that are to continue in season 4 and 5.
See, like, when all this was happening, and when he's like, it's not my fault you don't like girls and all that.
That confirmed it for me.
I was just like, oh, like, I didn't even think of that.
And I
for whatever
feel
reason.
like, oh, it's so heartbreaking because I think Mike knows afterward exactly what he said. He didn't mean it to sound like that. But, like, he knows that Will's been bullied for that his whole life. And, like, the look that Will gives him. Oh, it's so heartbreaking.
Yeah, I know the joke is that, you know, Mike doesn't know gay people exist.
I think he knows.
I think he probably knew all along.
I think he knows that Will is gay, but I don't think he knows that Will likes him.
No, not till season 4, I think.
Well, in the script, I don't think he knows in season 5 either, because you know the scene where Will sort of like shoves him and tries to flirt? In the script, when they were doing the table read, it said Mike doesn't clock it. So I don't think he knows still.
Huh. It kind of seemed to me in the scene in the scene in the car or the van, the pizza van.
My thing is, like, how do you not know at that point?
Yeah.
Like, come on, Mike.
And just the shot of him, I'm like, why would you have that shot of him with that expression?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, maybe
don't
there's
know.
a little inkling, but he's not 100% sure.
Yeah.
I just think, I do love the Will and Mike dynamic.
Unrequited love kills me.
Yes.
Anyone watch
Especially,
Dead Boy
like,
Detective?
Childhood friends to
Yes.
that. Oh,
Yes.
so heartbreaking. Lucas, great this season.
Luke.
Lucas is kind of just here to, like, be the shoulder to cry on for Mike, and then just
Crack a
watch.
joke.
Yeah, he cracks some jokes, and then he just watches the chaos around him. And he knows, like, there's chaos with him and Max, but he's like, we're gonna get back together eventually. I just gotta ride this out. I love that he comes up with the plane with the fireworks. I love his fit.
He has a crazy fit.
It's great. So Lucas is one of my favorite. This is one of my favorite seasons for Lucas. I mean, I guess we haven't really talked. We talked about Elle.
Yeah. How she's in her girly pop season, and I love that for her.
I think she's finding herself. She's finding out that she can be whoever she wants to be. She doesn't have to follow necessarily what she's been taught by the characters around her. I do love the maturity that Mike and Elle get to, where she's like, "You need to trust me," and that is the first line that, like, comes all from her. Not necessarily from what Max is telling her or what Mike is telling her, what Hopper is telling her. That's when you see, like, Elle is like, no. Yes, you have a right to be worried, but I know what I'm doing. And I really love that scene. And then Mike's like, all right.
Okay.
Oh, one of my favorite scenes also is the scene in the supermarket between them when he's trying to tell her that he loves her. Oh,
Old people say it.
it's so good. The comedy, the fact that she's like, huh?
Old people?
It's so good. I love it. It warms my heart.
You can see he's a product of not a very loving marriage.
No.
Oh, speaking of which...
He's only heard his grandparents say it. He's not heard his parents say it.
Nana.
Oh my god. It's your grandma.
Karen this season.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Karen gets a sort of an actual role, and she affects the things that happen this season.
She's going for Hot Girl Summer.
That's for sure. Without Karen, Billy might not have gotten possessed.
Wait a minute. It's
all Karen's fault.
It was Karen all along. We should have known.
Yeah.
What a total Karen.
Yes. I really enjoy... I enjoyed what they did with Karen because of the scene it leads to with Nancy. I really like their little heart-to-heart that they have.
Yep.
And then I feel like season 5 has made that mean even more, because at the end Nancy's like, I got my strength from you. And at the time I'm like, I don't really see that, but okay. And then in season 5 I'm like, oh yeah, I see that. That's mother and daughter right there.
Yeah. And I think because Karen obviously does some things as a character that are like frustrating. You're like, what are you doing? And it's kind of similar to Nancy, like at the beginning of season 1. She makes some decisions, you're like, what? Hello? But then you see, that they're just imperfect, like everyone else. But also, like, when it comes down to it,
They'll
No
protect
messing
the people
around.
they love. Yes.
Yeah.
Nancy's. Oh, I love Nancy's fit with the hot pink shirt.
Yeah.
She looks so cool, and when she's firing at the thing, oh,
There's some good fits this season.
Yeah.
This is my favorite season, just because I don't know, it's so much fun, and there's so much color and neon.
the
And I just love
firework.
it.
I love that the battle is literally they use fireworks.
Yes,
It's so
It's this
good.
huge mall, and it's so epic. The
Yes.
CG looks so much better. I have to say, I kind of wish, because when they show the big monster thing in the hospital, like at first, the shots where it's just silhouette, I love it so much. And then they blast light on. I'm like, too soon. I wish they waited to blast light on it until the end. Because in the mall, it looked great. That lighting.
Yeah, if they
Perfect.
if they had kept the lights like the electrical problems happening in the hospital.
That would,
and
because
they
then
didn't
you
come
like
on
don't
full
really
blast.
see her. Like, what
Yeah.
the heck? You just see like this spider thing in the hall.
That would be cool.
And it's like, what is that?
It is a really cool design though. 'Cause
Yes.
It's so like, what even is that? It's just a lump of
yeah,
things.
and just flesh and
yeah.
bones sticking out. Oh, it's so good. It's so
I
good.
also love that Elle is doing more with her powers this season. I
Yes.
think that was a complaint about after season 2. They're like, oh, she just stands there and
She- with the
screams all the
arm,
time.
yeah.
They definitely took that to heart this season because she's like, bam, bam.
She's
throwing
like
you
using
around.
the force
Yeah,
now.
she rips the thing in half and she rips the tentacles. Oh, so cool.
She rips a thing out of her own leg that gets stuck
That
in there.
was pretty cool.
As
And then
Will
the glass
cries,
shatters.
as I would.
Will just sobbing in the corner.
I think Jonathan almost cries as well.
Oh my god. Well, poor Jonathan.
Jonathan, he tries to help, but
I was like, stop! Let
Just
me do it.
he's just like, I can't. I'm trying to be useful this season, okay?
Yeah, so then we end with Hopper essentially sacrificing himself in the Russian base because he gets caught on the other side of the big machine that's opening the gate. And Joyce is forced to detonate it while Hopper is standing there.
She has killed him,
Yes,
as far as we know.
Yes. However, there is like a 10-second moment of pitch black before we see it explode. So
Gee, I wonder. And then he's not there all of a sudden.
I really
before
don't.
it
I
explodes.
really don't know what happened there.
Dang. Must have been a glitch in my TV.
Oh, we also had the Terminator villain. He
Russian
was cool
Terminator.
just for he was just there for Hopper to have cool like stunt scenes with. I
Yeah.
feel like I really liked all of their fight
And that
scenes.
a cool scene where he's like, "I'll see you,
See you in hell.
because
Great,
I'm a Hellboy."
just great. The scene in the
shot
in the
of them-
mirror maze with them.
Yes,
That's
with
so
the tiger.
fun. Yes,
I love the shot of them by that big machine thing where it's a wide shot and they're both on
yes.
both getting ready to fight. I love that shot so
It's
much.
so epic.
I'd
Like,
get a
when you
poster
go
of
back to
that.
season 1, you're like, whoa, we're at a new level right now.
Because when they tried to use like too much CG in season 1, it'd be like, stop. But in this one, they use a lot, and it looks a lot better than past years. So it's
Yeah.
like, yes, you can bring on more bigger things now because you have the budget to make
Yes.
it look more
and
polished.
I think they instantly the opening shot of season 3 is that big like pan of the machine. It's all CG. I feel
Yeah.
like they were like, listen guys, this is what you're in for.
This is what your taxes
Y-
paid
yes.
for.
Your taxes. Yeah, the raising Netflix prices.
The Netflix tax.
Yeah. So yeah, we end it with Billy dead. He has sacrificed himself. Hopper dead. He has sacrificed himself.
He's going to sacrifice himself.
Joyce, now that she doesn't have Hopper around, she's going to move away. We don't know where to. Taking Elle with her because she's kind of adopted Elle basically. And so we get a really sad farewell at the end, and then
And a letter that makes you cry.
the letter that Hopper wrote while he was trying to figure out what to say to Mike and Elle about boundaries and maybe not making out all day in his house.
When he's literally like right there.
outside the door. It's so. I feel like the letter sums up everything. Like that the kids have been going through. The like make mistakes, learn from them, and when life hurts you, because it will, remember the hurt. The hurt is good. It
Get
means
that
you're out of
tattooed.
that hole. What a great how. It's fabulous. It makes me cry. I was sobbing the first time I watched it. I didn't believe he was dead, but I was still sobbing. And then yeah, that farewell scene It's just so many hugs. Oh, so heartbreaking.
And tears. It can only end in tears.
And then, yes, fade black. But wait, there's more. We're suddenly in Russia.
Oh my god.
They are going to feed a prisoner to a Demogorgon. But as the guard tries to stop at one of the cells, the other guard says, no, not the American. Huh? The American? Who could it be?
Is there anyone more American than the police chief Jim Hopper?
Not in my book.
No.
Now, this scene is like probably my biggest gripe with this series of all. Because how is the Demogorgon alive? At what point, like the only way I can think to just that the reason could be is because this happens in the midst of season 4 when the gate is open in season 4. But 1, the set is way different. We can forgive, I guess. And 2, like, at what point is it supposed to be? So I don't know. It's kind of confusing to me, but
I felt like just a fun little teaser.
yeah, that's probably all it's supposed to be. But it does kind of bug me looking back. I'm like, what does this even mean anymore?
What does that even mean?
But yeah, we get to see the Demogorgon. I feel like we all missed the Demogorgon.
And it looks a lot better.
It looks great. Yeah.
I still think they should use the suit, but
the CG
it looks
is great.
fine. Yeah, it's passable.
Yeah. So that's season 3. My favorite episode is episode 4, the sauna test, just because it is such a fun little plan that they come up with at the sauna to sort of lure Billy out and see if the mind flayers really got to him. And then this is the first time that we've really seen Elle kind of be the weak one in the battle. So it's very intense. You're like, oh dang, we can't really rely on her all the way anymore. And then we get that beautiful moment where Mike saves her and then Elle saves him. Oh, I love that. That was like shoot that into my veins back in 2019. Yes. I loved that.
We love a damsel in distress moment.
Yes, on both sides.
Yes.
And yeah, I feel like Sadie Sink is also really good this season, and especially in that scene because she really doesn't want Billy to be the mind flare, and
she's like, he's too much of an asshole already. He can't be a supervillain.
Like, I need to just hate him in peace and not need to try to save him. Yeah. So yeah, that scene, great.
That's a good scene.
Most episode 4s are incredible.
Yep.
What's your favorite episode?
Oh gosh. Well, it is very hard for me to decide because this is my favorite season. Mm-hmm. But the sauna test is usually one of the ones that stands out, and E Pluribus Unum always stands out, and then of course the last one, the Battle of Starcourt, is that what it's called? Yeah. Yep. Usually it's one of those 3 that whenever I rewatch, I'm like, this is my favorite one. But I literally can't decide. They're all so good.
Yeah.
I love them all. They're just so... There's the most epic moments in all those episodes. Like, oh.
Also, I have to bring up the music again. The music is great in this season.
Yeah.
I love them all. Ding, 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 ding. It's so great. Yeah. So overall ratings...
5 out of 5.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10.
I should probably say 4.5 if I'm like being fair, but I don't want to be fair.
I mean, it's a great season. I think, yeah, just my main thing is that it gets a little too goofy at times. It doesn't add much to the lore, and then of course that mystery is sort of being lost by season 3. We sort of know instantly what's going on with the Russians, but it is kind of cool that we get the reveal that they're right under the mall. And then we know what's happening with the mind flare, but it is kind of cool that you do get to see this new perspective of it being from Billy's perspective. So like it doesn't ruin it for me. I think I prefer the mystery of season 1.
Yeah, I can see that.
All right. Then, also Elle has lost her powers at the end of this season, so that brings us to what's she gonna do in season 4, and gee willikers, if they have another battle to fight, what are they gonna do? So now,
if only we had 4. Like a second person who maybe had powers that could possibly help us out.
I don't think I don't think they exist.
Darn, what a shame.
Okay, now we're in season 4. The wait was long for this one, folks.
Yes.
This was the pandemic. The pandemic happened. They filmed a little bit of Russia, I think a little bit of Hawkins, and then they were shut down. I think they maybe worked for like 2 weeks to a month, somewhere between there. For a year, they were shut down.
Rough.
Yeah, it did give them the chance to write the entire season before they really got into shooting, that's the first time they've been able to do that. And the Duffers said that they preferred that, so they did that with season 5 as well. Pretty jarring to go from season 3 to season 4. But again, the epicness, it continues, and the spookiness. We are in spooky land in season 4.
Yes.
We have left behind the growing pains, and like there is growing pains, but we've left behind the goofy side of the growing pains and the neon and the fun and the mall.
It's freaking cold, bleak, dark colors.
What I like to compare this to is Prisoner of Azkaban, Goblet of Fire. Like, they are one and the same. They go hand in hand. Prisoner of Azkaban also doesn't add much to the lore, but it's so fun that I don't really care. That's how I feel about season 3. Goblet of Fire, long, sprawling story. Epic. We meet the main villain. And
it's number 4.
And it's number 4. And yeah, so just that's the allegory that I can give for
Actually, I think the whole
vibes.
series is similar to Harry Potter
Yeah,
in
because
that way.
1 and 2 are kind of similar and they're more homey and cozy.
Despite
always
having
think about
some
this.
genuinely like scary moments.
Yes. And also I just think of like Mike's hair in season 4, like there's a lot of hair in season 4 as there are as in Goblet of Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, so we open with, what do we open with? Oh, a flashback to 1979 in the lab. So we're going back to where it all began. We're getting some lore. We're getting actually a lot of lore this season, which I do feel looking back that if they had spread it maybe 3, 4, and 5, it would have felt a little bit smoother.
More
paced.
like they planned this all out instead of just...
Which apparently they did. Like, they knew all of the stuff about Vecna after season 1. Like, they planned it out before going into season 2. I don't know if they knew, like, the details. I don't think they did. I think they've said that they didn't know the details. But still, I'm like, if they had all of this lore, I don't know why they didn't drop any more of it into season 3. I think they really just did want to just have some fun in season 3.
Yeah.
And I can't fault them for that. Because, again, season 3 is probably the most rewatchable season, personally, in my opinion. So, I mean, that's something. But anyway, we get a flashback to the lab. We see all of the kids. We see 1 through 11. We're alive at one point. Well, we don't see 1, though. But we don't know
probably
that.
not 8 either.
Oh yeah, 8 is not here in 1979. And then yeah, we see them all get massacred. So like instantly, Jesus Christ,
mangled bodies of children,
little kids. I think the twins were like maybe 6, probably younger because I think 11 is supposed to be like 7 at this point.
probably like 5,
maybe 8. But yeah, they are teensy. It's crazy.
And their bodies are cracked and bent and bloody and it's R-rated and you're like, holy crap.
And it looks like Elle is responsible. There is some de-aging with little Elle. I don't think it's bad.
No,
I
it's
think
not too bad.
Little Will looks worse. Yeah, there's just a couple of like kooky shots of little Elle, but it looks pretty good. But yeah, that's how we start the season. So, and it kicks off the whole arc that Elle goes on of like, she thinks that she is like inherently bad because of all the stuff that she's gone through. She doesn't fit in because she's trying to live a normal life now in California. That's my home state, so I was very excited to see that.
We are not, they make the people of California look like assholes. We're not
they
like
do.
this.
No, we're not all like
either
this.
assholes or potheads.
Yeah.
We're not all assholes or potheads.
I would say a lot of us are potheads.
I'm not a pothead.
Me either. But yeah. So this is one of my favorite Elle storylines of just like feeling like she doesn't fit into the point where like she's just not good anymore, and then realizing that she is the hero, that she becomes the hero she was always meant to be. What a great superhero origin story. Yeah, and then we're in Hawkins, and it's sad because Hopper's dead, Billy's dead, everyone is like sort of grieving and trying to figure out where to go next. And also, of course, the kids in Hawkins, their friends are away in California, so there's that too. Everything is separate. And that's the theme of this season, is everything is just broken apart. And everything does break apart at the very end of this season. So I just love how Stranger Things does that. Yes. I love how Stranger Things does that, because it's the same with season 3. It's 4th of July, so we're going to make it as American as possible. And also the e pluribus unum of it all. And then this one being like everyone's just separated, and then that is the plan. We're breaking the world apart. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's sad, though. I don't like it. But yeah, we get some new characters. Shall we go over the new characters?
We get some good new characters.
We get great new characters. Most of which do not return for season 5.
Crap, I'm so...
Okay, so we have Argyle. Jonathan's new stoner friend, pizza delivery man. Argyle, he's such a great...
He's amazing.
I really love Argyle. Each time I watch it, I like him more and more.
Yes, he is what was needed to take a breath from the heaviness of the season, I believe.
I think the California plotline in general sort of is the breath of fresh air that you kind of need from time to time.
The breath of weed.
Hot air, yes. It is a very fun, like, that's the thing with all the different storylines, is I think they are all separate genres, whereas the seasons kind of have become separate genres. In season 4, literally each of the storylines are separate genres.
Very
for
true.
better or worse. I go back and forth. It depends on the episode.
Yeah.
And what's happening. But yeah, we have like the prison break storyline with Hopper, the horror storyline in Hawkins, and then we have a
stoner comedy.
The stoner action comedy, which is so fun.
Yes.
Like, I really like... People don't like it. I mean, admittedly, it doesn't add much to the overall plot. But, like, whenever they come back on screen, I'm like, oh, we're having fun again. This is just a cool adventure.
This is Jonathan's best season, you guys.
Yes, Jonathan has a partner in Argyle who brings out a more comedic side. Jonathan is also stoned for most of this season, and it's just so fun to watch. One of my favorite scenes is the dinner scene when Murray first shows up, and he says, "Can you pass the olive oil? That's wine."
Why he wanted olive oil?
Drink it?
Know. Who knows?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Well, he's amazing. He's not being creepy to anyone. He's just chilling, living his best life. Yeah. Is he depressed? Maybe. I don't care, because he's just really funny and fun to be around.
He definitely is. But it's something that I like about Jonathan this season is he's a parentified child by Joyce. And I feel like this season he's finally like, can I please just do me?
Yes.
And like sort of not for the best for him probably, but he's just like kind of over it. And I really like that.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of weed.
No.
But,
and then his whole thing with Nancy, he doesn't want to, like, he doesn't want her to resent him or, like, to end up resenting her because he's afraid about what happened with his parents. I really like all of that. I think it makes sense. I think, it's something that we have been building up to, that ultimate question of, like, how are we not going to become our parents?
Yep.
So I think I like that a lot. I hope that they continue, like, again, I hate to bring up season 5, but I don't love the way that they've continued it in season 5. But again, it's not over yet, so it might come back because we haven't had a lot of time, but we'll see. What else is going on? Nancy, speaking of, is head of the Hawkins High newspaper. That's fun. And she has her friend Fred, who unfortunately meets an untimely end.
Who I think is supposed to be, what's his name? Artie Cunningham from Christine.
Yeah,
I feel like he was really based on him.
He has that vibe. And also the whole thing where, like, his thing is, like, a car accident that happened.
Yeah, I think that's, yeah.
And then, of course, in the Hawkins storyline, we have Eddie. he took the internet by
Guys,
storm,
you
everyone.
guys. I was prepared to be so annoyed by him.
Me too. So I was very involved. This was like probably the peak of me being involved in the fandom online, was in the run up to season 4. So I had all the leaks. I watched like audition tapes for these new characters. And I was like, it was the scene in the cafeteria, which only the perfect actor could make not cringy. And they fortunately found him.
Yes. And he made it cringy, but like in the way it was supposed to be.
Yes. So I think Joseph Quinn, we gotta give him his props.
Wow. Yes.
What a great character, portrayed perfectly.
Yes.
And
What an arc.
yes, gave him an incredible arc in one season that made so many people fall in love with him just out of one season, and that's very impressive. Yeah, we will always remember Eddie. I mean, he's definitely haunting the narrative in season 5. So
Could be physically haunting soon. I'm
yeah,
hoping.
who knows? Who knows what kind of things Dustin might see? Steve and Robin now work at the video store.
That's fun.
That's very fun. And also their whole dynamic of like giving each other relationship advice. I think that's cute. Steve is still failing, Robin is still failing, but you know, they're there for each other.
Nancy and Robin get a
then
team up.
Nancy comes into the fray. Oh, I also love this season when Nancy first joins up with the rest of the kids and Steve and Robin when it's after Fred has died, and then the police are asking her questions, and she sees them, and you just see this look of relief.
Yeah.
It hammers in what Hopper was saying about like you have people who know exactly what you've been through. That's like the bond that they have. And she's like, oh, thank God, people who know what's going on.
Love people.
Yes, I think it's beautiful. And personally for me, I was very excited that Steve and Nancy were going to get scenes this season. Unfortunately, it did not go the way I hoped. I wanted it to go in the way where maybe there's some tension at the beginning where like obviously Steve hasn't really gotten over his feelings for her, so maybe there's some tension there, but then the ultimate end of it is Steve accepting that they're better off as friends, and he knows that Nancy's not into him. Unfortunately, Nancy keeps giving him, like, goo-goo eyes all throughout the season. And then Eddie starts saying that they should be together. I just don't like it.
And Robin, too.
Yeah, Robin too. Personally, I don't like it, and I think it makes Steve regress a little bit as a character, which, again, is not the worst, because I think it would make sense for him to sort of, like, try to pursue it at first, and then realize, and then it'd be fine. I feel like that's ultimately what they're going for by the end of the show, but I don't like that they're dragging it out because it makes me not like Steve as much.
It makes me think Nancy is regressing a little bit as a character.
Certainly in season 4. I feel like she does not care in season 5, so that's good. Nancy's great in season 5. She's one of my favorites so far.
Yeah.
But yeah, season 4, it doesn't make sense for her to like him. I think it would make sense for her to maybe for like a moment be like, whoa, he's different now, because she hasn't really seen that much,
or like more just kind of like a fond,
yeah,
like, oh, she treasures that time where they had their little thing, you know. But instead it's like, oh, well, I'm having problems with Jonathan, so maybe it's just as weird. I don't like it. It doesn't
feel right. So yeah, that's honestly one of my biggest complaints with this season. Then God, there's so much going on. So we haven't gotten to the Max of it all. Max is struggling big time. Sadie Sink is incredible this season. I feel like they really... I think they were testing the waters in season 3. And then once they saw what she could do, they were like, let's go hard.
I think she should have gotten nominated for something.
100%. Yeah. Just a heartbreaking arc, especially because she's grieving someone that she didn't have a good relationship with. And I think everyone was very afraid with an episode being titled Dear Billy. They're like, he was a jerk, though. So, like,
racist.
We shouldn't... Yeah, he was racist. We didn't forget that. We shouldn't forget that.
Let us not erase that.
Yeah.
You did it, writers. You can't erase it now.
But I don't think I don't think that's what they did, especially after episode 8, when you realize that, yes, she kind of wanted him to die because she he was just such an asshole to her and made her life miserable.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. It's a very human reaction. And then when someone does die, obviously you're going to feel so much guilt about that. Ugh, it's so powerful. And then, of course, Dear Billy. I don't know what my favorite episode is. I have, like, probably, I think it's between Dear Billy and the Massacre at Hawkins Lab. But Dear Billy is an excellent episode. So everyone's hearts were racing. Max is about to die. I remember then the song comes on, and then she, like, starts raising from the ground. I had chills all over my body. I was like, oh my god, it's actually happening. And then just the image of her, like, running through blood and all of this stuff just to get back to her friends and her happiness. Oh my god, it's so heartbreaking.
Running up that hill.
I really like the choice of song, because my interpretation of what the song is about is, like, it's someone wishing that she could put the one that she loves in her own shoes so that they can see what she's going through. And I think that's obviously what's going on with Max, especially between Max and Lucas. So, everything with Max and Lucas is excellent.
So it's a song that makes her think of him, essentially.
I think, ultimately. And again, like I said about season 2, how much I loved their dynamic with her sort of being the one with, like, the more serious head on her shoulders, and him sort of being kind of goofy, but also very smart. I feel like that dynamic is even more, like, beautiful this season, because he's so happy and he just wants to make her happy, but he doesn't know how, and she doesn't know how to, like, communicate what she needs. It's just beautiful. Lovely, lovely stuff. Poor Lucas, by the way.
Oh my god, I feel so bad for him this season.
I can see it from both sides, personally. I understand that he wants to get in good with the popular people. One, because, like, I think he does just enjoy basketball.
Yeah.
And so his friends aren't very supportive of that, which sucks. But he also kind of wants to get in with the popular people so that he can not be bullied anymore, and he wants to help out his friends. But at the same time, to his friends, it's almost like he's rejecting who they are and have been for years. And they're like, well, we don't want to hang out with these obvious jerkwads, because they are pretty bad.
Yeah.
So I can see it from both perspectives. And I think, again, it's something that happens in high school.
Yes.
Especially in high school. I think that was a perfect little arc to put in. And I like, personally, people get mad that Mike didn't want to play D&D in season 3, but all of a sudden he's all about D&D in season 4.
Yeah.
I understand it, personally. Once again, my Mike Defender is coming out. Okay, so he obviously, in season 3, he's, like, trying too hard to grow up too fast. And at the end, he realizes that, because did you not see the scene, one, between him and Will, where he's like, what if you want to join another party? And they're, like, talking about D&D at the end. And then also, he's talking to Elle, and he's like, we'll have new presents to play with. Oh, that made me sound like a 7-year-old. Like, he's obviously dealing with that, and he's sort of come to accept it more at the end of season 3. In season 4, he's accepting the fact that he still likes D&D, but also Eddie has made it cooler. It's not D&D in his basement anymore with his nerdy friends. It's D&D with rocker people, and it's this big campaign that he's never been able to put on before. I understand it, personally. Anyway,
yeah.
I'll get off my
It just kind of makes me a little...
It is a shame, because Will should have been
like,
there.
right when Will leaves, you're like, all right, I'm back into it.
It's unfortunate, but I understand it.
Yeah, that makes sense. We talk about Eddie and Chrissy.
Oh, yeah. Episode 1 is like a movie in itself.
Episode 1's really good. Okay,
It is one of my favorites. I think that's like my third favorite episode, episode 1.
Yeah. So, when this season started, I was like, whoa. It took me a while to kind of, like, find my rhythm with it, I think. So I'm like, this is so different from everything else so far. This is full-blown horror, first of all. Season 3 was leaning more towards, like, sci-fi comedy kind of stuff. This is horror. Like, psychological, all of it. So I'm like, okay.
Nightmare on Elm Street, Hellraiser.
A lot of Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, even the music has, like, hints of Nightmare on Elm Street.
An evil person feeding on your worst fears, your nightmares. Character
And the
named Chrissy.
The first one to die is a character named Chrissy.
Where she is with the no good bad boy who's gonna get blamed for it.
Yeah.
Where she flies in the air and weird. I mean, it's at some
basically not.
At some points, it's like this isn't just a straight up remake, but I don't know. The way they do it is, it's just a nice little like love letter to Nightmare on Elm Street, especially with Robert Englund literally being in this season. I feel like it was very clearly that was the big inspiration.
I mean, you see Freddy Krueger in the background at the video store. They mention Freddy Krueger by name. I feel like they went a little too far with that, but
yeah,
Nightmare on Elm Street is my favorite slasher movie. So I was, as soon as that dynamic with Chrissy and Eddie was established, and I knew what was going to happen to Eddie because of the leaks, I was like, oh, this is my jam right now.
Yes. But honestly, before that, I have to say, just the little scene, they didn't have to put this scene in here at all, but it's just Eddie and Chrissy like talking at this picnic table in the woods and like kind of flirting with each other as they are like recalling their earlier years of knowing one another. And it's so, these two actors have such good chemistry and it's so cute. And yes, it's led to many fan fictions that I have read and continue to read, but I love Eddie and Chrissy. It's a shame what happened, but hopefully they're in the afterlife together. Well,
yeah. And the whole time, Chrissy haunts Eddie the whole time because he regrets just running away from what happened. And at the end, when he has his big guitar solo moment, he says, "This is for you, Chrissy." It's so amazing. The potential that they had.
It's amazing.
I do think it is crazy that I don't think this has ever happened on the show before, where you have a scene with two completely new characters, and like, we all care so much about it. I don't know. It's just so...
That's what I mean. They didn't have to put this whole scene in here. But it's so good.
This scene and this scene alone makes me think, okay, maybe they could have pulled off the anthology thing.
Maybe.
If it had been characters like Chrissy and Eddie. Unfortunately, it's not to be.
Only in fan fictions.
Yeah.
Hellcheer is one of the best ships to come out of Stranger Things. Who would have guessed? I don't know.
Yeah, and then it ends with the reveal of Vecna. He looks incredible. I don't care what you have to say about his little pouch. I think he looks incredible.
What did you...
I keep forgetting. He has a fupa. Fupa. But in this lighting, especially, it's the red lighting that he looks weird in. In this lighting, he looks great. That first intro, and I was watching it wasn't watching it in the dark, but I was watching it at home by myself. I was like, oh, this is scarier than I thought it would be. And then, we watch Chrissy get
annihilated.
Yeah, pretty much. And then it ends.
Now here's the thing. Here's my only thing. It looks good. I don't mind really the CG breaking bones. The only thing that looks goofy to me is the jaw breaking. Every time they show the shot, I'm like, that just looks silly.
I think it would have been cool if they could have figured out some practical way to do the eyes too. It's the eyes and the jaw that always mess it up for me.
It looks like rubber. It's like,
yeah. Especially Patrick's death.
Yes,
I feel like they just didn't
bad.
put as much time into Patrick's death in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, so basically the whole plot is to kill 4 people through like this. Obviously the gate isn't open, so Vecna kind of has to invade through the mind and sort of feed off the bad memories and then kill them, and killing them opens the gate. He can do this because he took Elle's power away in season 3 when the big mind flare bit her leg. So yeah. And then we find out that Vecna is not just some random monster in the Upside Down. No. He's been here from the beginning. He is one. And he's also Henry Creel, Victor Creel's son. Victor Creel being a man accused of murdering his entire family and who is now locked up in Penner's Asylum and is played by Robert Englund. So Vecna is literally the son of Freddy Krueger.
Son of Freddy. We've waited all this time.
Yes.
And here it is.
For another sequel to...
People have been begging for another Nightmare on Elm Street movie since the remake.
Watch Stranger Things season 4.
Yep.
It's been here.
Here it is.
Yeah. Obviously, kind of convoluted, all of this backstory, but they do it in a way, they pace it in a way that is so beautiful to the point where at the end of episode 7, it all comes together. And it's like, oh my god. Like, I knew all of this reveal. I didn't know that the little boy, Henry Creel, was also Vecna. I remember when I was reading about, like, the leaks about the 50s, I was like, what does this have to do with anything? And I remember when, in this show, when they're first going to the Creel house, I'm like, what does this have to do with anything? And then it all comes together. I'm like, oh my god, it's all connected. It was so well done. And obviously, Jamie Campbell Bower, that whole big monologue he has to do, he carries it so well. It's amazing. And then we get the final, obviously, the big battle between L and 1, and it's epic. And then he gets thrown into the Upside Down, and the effects are trash.
Oh yeah, the CG is not
It's
as
kind
good.
of hit or miss in this one.
Yeah. They have practical makeup for Vecna, which obviously that was the best choice. I guess they just did the CG on like the moving stuff that moves on him.
Yes, the stuff on his neck, and I think it's just in general it's kind of enhanced.
Yeah,
but I don't have
most of
issue
it
with
is
that. Yeah,
makeup.
he spent I think he said he would spend like 6 hours in the makeup chair before, 6 to 9 hours. I can't remember.
Yeah, that actually seems kind of short, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, but then in the transition, when you see him getting turned into the monster that he is, it's not the greatest. It looks like a video game.
It's not shot well.
No, it's not really lit well or shot well.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, unfortunately, that big epic thing ended in that. But at that point, I didn't really care. I was just like, eee. But then I was like, oh, there he is. It's Vecna.
Yeah.
So yeah, Massacre at Hawkins Lab, incredible.
Well,
The whole thing with Elle, I really like going back, learning more of the lore about the lab, because it's always sort of been a mystery. Once again, I love that it's a mystery in season 1, but as you get further on, you've got to reveal some of the mystery for it to like all be satisfying. So I understand why they're doing that.
you get Papa back.
Yes, you get to see Papa. You get to see Papa and Paul Reiser's character, Sam Owens, team up in an Interview with the Vampire dynamic, where they are basically the parents of 11 and figuring out what's best for her. But so that dynamic is kind of fun, seeing like the man who's like all into the science of it versus the man who's like sort of juggling the military aspect and also the fact that he acknowledges 11 is a human being with sort of her own rights, even though he does admittedly kind of keep her there against her will. Even though he says that he won't. Yeah, I really like that. I like Elle sort of like figuring out who she is in this sense. She's figured out who she wants to be at this point, but it is kind of like a blank spot in her mind of like who she is, because she has this memory loss and it's all kind of a mystery what happened back at the lab. So she gets to see that she did save the day those days, all those years ago, and it wasn't her who killed all of the lab kids, it was one. And we also see her struggling with her powers when she was younger, and sort of taking advantage of that, the fact that she's kind of different from everyone else. And so, I don't know, I just love the fact that she is so, like, she could be a villain so easily, but she's Luke Skywalker, basically.
Yeah.
And then they put her in all white at the end for her final look, and I think it's so Jedi. It's so Jedi coded.
It's
beautiful. And they have one in all white in the lab, which I also think is intentional. Possibly because it's him putting on a front of being innocent. Also because of some things that I'm not going to spoil. But it just made me think. Yeah, so that all that stuff I really enjoyed. And then we get to see Elle become her hero self and be, confident in herself. And I love what they do. They have they have a theme for 11 in the score that kind of sounds like a lullaby. What do you call it? like a music box. It sounds like a music box because I think it first shows up in the show in season 1 when she opens Nancy's little music box, and you hear the music of the music box, and then she shuts it, and it instantly goes into her theme, and it's kind of like a warped version of the music box. I love her theme so much. But what they do with her theme in this season is when she believes that she has this bad side to her, they sort of make it sound really creepy. The theme, it sort of sounds like creepy little piano, and then at the end of Papa episode 8, it's this big violin. It's so amazing, and it's the hero, and she's officially the hero. Obviously, when she gets reunited with the surfer boy people, I mean, it's another moment like the one with Nancy, where you hear the, like, horn, and you see the surfer boy pizza van come around the corner. It's like, her friends, and it's so
plus Argyle.
touching. Yeah, plus Argyle, but he counts. He's the driver.
Getaway driver.
Lovely, lovely stuff. And then we get back into the finale. The very controversial finale. We haven't talked much about Russia at all.
I was going to say, we forgot about another amazing new character.
Yes.
Not Enzo.
His name is Dmitry Anatov.
I love this character. I miss him so much. I wish he was in season 5.
I love that they gave Hopper, like, a little friend.
Yes.
He doesn't have a friend before now. And I think I really liked that dynamic.
It was so fun. And you think this guy, you know, he's a little suspicious. He's helping him out, but you're like, why are you doing this?
Can we trust him?
But soon enough, he becomes, like, the best ally. And he's very funny. He's ride or die till the end. I love it. I love him.
Hopper's feet go through a lot this season. he breaks his ankles, then runs on them through the snow.
Like he's in the long walk.
Yeah, it's kind of insane. I don't know how he walked normal after all of that. I feel like the Russia's story really kicks off once they get into... Are they at Kamchatka at the end? I think that's Kamchatka. So that must be... Okay, so now I understand the end of season 3. It was definitely occurring during the end of season 4.
Okay.
Because they weren't in Kamchatka until then. Okay, so now I get it. I just needed to talk it out. But yeah, the Russia story gets more interesting once they get there, because before I personally go back and forth on how I feel about Prison Break movies. In the midst of all that's going on, it's probably the least interesting part until they get to the monster fighting pit stuff. That's really fun. And then you also get Hopper doing his monologue about Vietnam and how he thinks that his daughter's death is his fault because of all the chemicals he worked with in Vietnam. I think that was
scene.
Great. Yeah,
great scene.
I didn't expect that, and I think it totally makes sense with all of this, where Hopper's like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna make it out of here, and I've already put people I love in danger. For him to, like, suddenly be opening up like that, and it definitely continues in season 5.
Oh yeah,
a little bit too much.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
But yeah,
I like all the Russian stuff. I'm the same with, like, Prison Break movies. It kind of depends, but I was like, I'd watch a whole movie about Hopper in the
I like it on its own. In the midst of everything that's going on, it does feel the most disconnected, and when you cut to it,
it's a little jarring.
Yeah, I kind of get a little like, oh. But towards the end, once it starts ramping up and it does start connecting more with the rest of the story, it's not an issue for me anymore.
I love movies like this where it starts out one genre and then slowly, then towards the end, like, never mind, this is a horror movie.
Yep, everything is horror.
That's what the Russia storyline feels like. It's like, it's just, Prison Break, this kind of stuff, and then all of a sudden you're in an arena fighting to the death with these crazy monsters that look great. The gore in this season, let me tell you.
What an excellent scene in the fighting pit.
And thank God they did continue that into season 5. I'm like, they're probably not going to do much outside of this, but they did continue, and I'm like, yes.
They had to one-up themselves. They always do.
I'll just say this. Face shots.
They do them well in this show. Yeah. So Hopper's a survivor, man. Like,
And the reunion with him and Joyce.
Oh my god. And I love the fact that he, like, puts his fists up because the door opens. He's like, who do I have to fight next? And it's Joyce.
It's just
like,
Joyce.
Oh my god. Oh,
He
what a
put the
beautiful
Hellboy
reunion.
fists
The
up.
Hellboy fists were up, but they did not have to be up.
I love the Joyce and Murray team up also.
Yeah, they're fun.
Great.
Good choice to keep them together this season.
Yep.
We see Murray flex his karate skills. That stuff's fun.
Murray's
it
really
does
good this season.
Go kind of comedy for them until they team up with Hopper, basically.
Yes.
But yeah, that stuff's fun. Yuri.
Oh,
Yuri. He's a fun new character. I wish that he had died because, the biggest complaint with this season is that all of this stuff is happening. The stakes are so high, and no one in the main cast dies.
Well,
really.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yes.
We'll talk about it. I will only express an opinion on what happens to Max once the show is over.
Yeah.
Because I don't know what their plans are. I know they do have a plan, but I don't know what the plans are. Right now, I'm unsure.
Yeah, me too.
I really don't have an opinion because I'm like, I don't know where they're going with it.
Yeah. It feels... Yeah, I guess we can't talk about it until... But, yes. So here's the thing. This is supposed to be before we get to the finale. So this should end off on, like, the...
Yeah.
This is real and we need to find a way to shut this down, like, immediately. Mm-hmm. And having Max die...
would have been great.
Yes. She is not one of, like, the OG, but pretty OG.
She's impactful.
She had a huge arc this season, and that just would have been the thing, because we saw her like, oh, she almost died, but then she fought through and made it's like, okay, but then at the end, when everything just gets so messed up, you're like, oh crap, we
can't do it.
blew
we messed up.
And then as soon as you see her go up, then the second time I'm like, all right, well, that's it, she's done, because they can't do it twice.
I feel like it would have added a lot to Eleven's arc in season 5 too, if she, after all of that, gaining her powers back and she couldn't do anything. I think that is an element of her arc this season, but it would have been more, I don't know, it would have been more impactful if someone had actually died.
Like in the ground.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, but she ends up just in a coma.
And I was going to not have an issue with this if they explained it in season 5, but right now it doesn't seem like they are going to. I don't know how Elle saved her.
Did she save her, or was it something
I don't know.
else?
The working theory is Vecna, and I don't really buy this theory because like Elle didn't really learn how to do this. Vecna kills people by like leveraging their worst memories against them, and at the end Elle gives Max all of her best memories, or like the ones that they have together at least, and that's what revives her, which like makes sense, but I don't understand how Elle knew to do that and how to do that. I don't know. I don't fully buy that.
Yeah. And it's a great, just how they do it, the death scene is perfect. It's chef's kiss. And then all of a sudden it's like, record scratch.
Never mind.
Wait a minute. Let me reverse.
We went a little too far there, guys. Don't worry.
I was like, well, I don't know.
I think that it would have made the stakes so much more juicy.
Because then you go into season 5 like, okay.
Are we really worried about anything?
No one's gonna die.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's how I feel at the moment. But again, if they have some big epic thing with Max's story,
yeah,
I might be okay with it.
We could eat our words, who knows?
Because I know that they knew. I know that they had a plan, because they wouldn't have done that. I don't know, though. Who knows?
I don't know.
Yeah, so another issue I have with the finale is that this season is so disparate. It's like everyone's so far apart that they didn't have time to get everyone back together for the finale. That is an interesting switch up, but I do always love the reunions in the finale, at like the beginning of the finale or the end of the penultimate episode. And I also like, it wouldn't have been an issue. I think what happens in each of the scenes is like cool. Like Russia Hopper's like, oh, I can help from here because there's monsters in here. And then we get the whole, it's kind of like a redo of the lab in season 2, but with the prison. So that's kind of cool. And he fights Demogorgon with a sword. That's really cool.
Yes.
Elle is doing a lot in the mind, and I think it's very, like, psychological, like, wacky. It's cool. But, Will, Mike, Jonathan, and Argyle spend the finale kneeling next to a freezer. That's their part.
I'd be like, you go, girl.
So it is.
They give Mike a nice little monologue.
Yes. Mike does something to help save the day, which makes sense. But still, Jonathan and Argyle helps by getting them into the pizza place, I guess. But it is unfortunate that they're not, like, all together fighting. But I guess, like, that's the purpose of season 5, is, like, they're all together doing the ultimate final battle. So that's the way I see it. But it's not going to be my favorite finale just because of that. It doesn't feel... They don't feel together enough. But yes, I am a Mike monologue enjoyer. I think it rounds out that arc perfectly. Because Mike... Come on, man. You gotta say the words. I know it can be hard. Especially because he feels sort of inferior to her. He's like, she's so cool, and she can do all these things, and why would she like me? Because I'm just this dork.
And meanwhile, Will is like, no, you're not. You're so much more than that. I see you as the most amazing person in the world.
Can we talk about Will this season?
We can't talk about Will.
Okay,
Poor
first of
Will.
all, the hair is still bad.
The hair is still bad. It's
Let's
a
get that
shorter
out of the
bowl
way.
cut. They just shortened the bowl cut.
Oh my god, Will's gay.
Yeah, they
season.
instantly, like, they have him present an Alan Turing. The signs are there. They have the girl tries to hit on him in the
he's like-
class. He's like, "Stop! Don't touch me." There.
Well, it's a really weird way
It
to
is
hit on
really
someone.
weird. I don't think any high school student. I don't know.
If someone did that to me, I don't care who you are. I'd be like,
I might
"Excuse-"
report you.
Yeah.
That was pretty crazy. But
in
yeah,
the middle of a freaking
they're-
presentation. Too.
they're hinting heavily, even more heavily than they were in season 3.
Yes.
So this is going to become an issue.
Will has a secret. Someone he really, really likes. Like, what did Elle say?
She's like, there's someone he likes because he's been acting really weird lately.
And what is it? Oh, it's because Mike is coming to visit them. And all of a sudden,
there's just this awkward tension instantly with them. And this is what I'm saying. I'm like, Mike, he has to know something.
I know.
There's no way he'd be that, like...
The way that they hug, it's like, no.
He hasn't seen him for a while. Listen,
We can headcanon it.
people are going to hate me, some people. I do think that Mike has some kind of feeling for Will that's beyond friendship. I don't think that he's, like, in love, wants to be with him like that, but...
It's a very deep connection.
Yeah.
It's a deep bond.
There's something that's, like... Because he wouldn't react that way if it wasn't.
It's odd. That's what... I agree with the people at this point who are like, ooh, they're queer baiting us if they don't get together. To a certain extent, I get it. Because,
Yes.
Because at this point, obviously, the fans are hammering for it, and now they're doing this. So I'm like, is there a reason that they're doing this?
I would just be happy with a recognition of it from both of them. Like,
Yeah, and I think we will get that.
yeah.
I have a feeling
I'm hoping for, like, one
Especially, like,
epic
the-
kiss, maybe, but...
One last smooch before I go back to Elle.
Go your separate ways. Well, listen, I was hoping that if Elle gets stuck in the other dimension, then
Maybe-
they could just share custody of him.
That's true. It's like the ending of it's like the ending of Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes!
He has to go sail for a while, so maybe while Elle has to go sailing, Mike. It's like Hades and Persephone.
Oh, God. Okay,
6 months out of the year.
I'm with Will.
That's
And then I'll be-
crazy.
No, I'm... Like, it would not make sense for them to end up together in that way.
No,
At this
because
point.
the whole arc of Mike is like realizing that his power is in being this caring person that he always was.
Yes.
And obviously, finally realizing that Elle does love him, so he needs to just say it.
And someone else loves him, too.
And
Has loved him all along.
admittedly, part of his motivation for that is from someone else. Yeah.
You just need
I
Mike.
forgot where I was going with that.
Mike, you're bi.
You're bi. You're bi.
No, but like I'm just hoping that because there's something there that they need to be like, yeah, this is a thing.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
yes.
that's what I was saying. They've clearly like they've rounded out kind of the Mike and Elle story. They both love each other, and it's cemented. So like it wouldn't make sense for them to go back on it
in the last part of the last season.
Yeah. I also think that this continues the craziness factor that happened in season 2, where Mike can see Elle in the void. The whole thing that they set up in season 4 is that music can reach you when you're in Vecna's lair, but not necessarily people's voices. Music can be the thing that breaks through. What breaks through for Elle? What breaks her out of Vecna's curse? Mike's voice. That's crazy.
That's pretty romantic.
And I knew they were setting that up as soon, because there was a split in this season. For people who are watching this like years down the line and don't know, there was volume 1 and volume 2 of season 4, and it ended on episode 7. And at the end of episode 7, she Vecna, or 1, tries to kill her, not exactly in the same way that he does, but it's basically he's trying to like break her bones, and she finds her strength in a memory of her mother telling her that she loves her. And as soon as that happened, I was like, wait, part of her arc that has not been finished yet is that Mike still hasn't said that he loves her. It's going to happen while she's like about to die. Oh, and they did it, folks. They did it, and it was beautiful.
Yeah,
it was beautiful. Finn Wolfhard, thank you for that.
So yeah, we get like really nice arcs this season as well. Deeper explorations of characters. Yes. Will and Jonathan.
Yes, I was gonna bring that up too.
Their scenes before have always been sweet. You know, he's been like a good older brother to little Will.
Little Will.
And we see that has continued despite Jonathan maybe going through some problems of his own. But he's like, oh my gosh, oy vey, my brother is gay. He's like, oh my god, I need to make sure that he knows that it's okay, and like no one cares.
What a beautiful scene. And then Will being like, I'm always here for you too. He's so sweet.
Will, I said it after the end of volume 1 of season 5. Is Will my new favorite character? Maybe.
He's climbing the ranks for me.
He shot right up there.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can't get over the fact that Noah Schnapp plays him, but, you know.
Yeah, I've heard some issues with him, but
I can get over it. I can still separate the art from the artist, I guess.
Yes.
After season 5, if we hadn't had this downtime for Will, where it wasn't about the main plot happenings of Supernatural, and it was more about him finding out who he is, and then in season 5 you get him thrown back into the fray. Like, that, without all of this, episode 4 of season 5 would not have felt the way that it did. So that's why I'm like, I understand now what they were doing with this. And I overall very much enjoy Will's 5-season arc so far. But we have more to go, so I'm excited to see that.
Yep.
Yeah, at the end, we get a 2-day time jump. Strange, but I guess it's just for the Surfer Boy pizza van to get back to Hawkins. And Max is in a coma. Oh, Eddie died, by the way.
Crap.
We forgot about Eddie. And some of the funniest stuff this season is also like Lucas, Dustin, and Max as a trio. Like the stuff by the lake where she's looking through the binoculars, and then when they're getting questioned by the police, they have a really good dynamic. Unfortunately, we probably won't see much more of that because Max is now separate. But I love.
Let me see.
Yes, I love the little night swim. That's a great scene. And then when they're like when they're laughing with each other, and the whole scene, all of the stuff with the Upside Down. I forgot to talk about all the lore that gets added this season beyond Vecna. We have bats. We have really fun gates. We have one in the water, one on a ceiling. Like, that stuff is so spooky, sci-fi fun. I love that they leaned into that this season.
Trying to get more creative with it.
Yeah, because it can't just be the same thing season after season.
Can't just be vagina in the wall every day.
Yeah. Really cool fight scene. Steve dies again. We forgot to talk about how he died in season 3. He gets beaten up and interrogated by Russians. One of my favorite lines from Steve is, "Look at my outfit! You think I just wear this?" So, but he dies again in season 4. He gets attacked by bats.
Ripping apart his beautiful, beautiful bod.
Yes.
And the ladies rescue him.
What a shame.
The ladies
yeah,
plus
the
Eddie.
ladies show up first and then Eddie. So great.
Steve and Eddie? Everyone...
It was definitely a thing online.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
I liked their, like, scenes together and everything.
I did too. Some of the online discourse was pretty bad, though, because people, like, were hating on the actress who played Chrissy just because she said that she liked Chrissy and Eddie together. She didn't say anything about Eddie and Steve.
Y'all are gonna hate me.
Hopefully we've grown beyond that, folks. But anyway, yeah, Eddie finally becomes the hero he was always meant to be, because he does not run. He stays to distract the bats, and the bats do, unfortunately, gnaw him to shreds.
Gnaw.
And he dies in Dustin's arms, which...
It's pretty epic.
It's traumatizing to see that happen to Dustin, because Dustin is just the light of the seasons most of the time, and it's not so anymore.
More on that next season.
What makes me cry the most is not even necessarily Eddie's death scene anymore. It's the scene where Dustin is talking to his uncle.
Yes.
Eddie's uncle.
Yep.
Because when he finds out that he's still trying to look for Eddie and keep up the missing posters, and Dustin's like, "I have to tell you that there's no hope." Oh my god!
But he lets him know that no, he was never the bad guy, and in fact, he saved a lot of people.
Mm-hmm. Oh
yeah, that's a really good scene,
and also just like a story that we need at the moment of, like, you know, people being judged for what they look like, and like the stereotypes that you can connect with that, and just how harmful that can be. It's just a beautiful storyline for a character that we'd never met before.
And for someone who's like, you'd think just with everything he went through that he would just be this bitter, like, I don't care about any of y'all type of person, but he's just like always down.
Guy.
He's like, okay, well, what are we doing? I'll do it.
Yep.
It's like, wow.
So very
we could all learn
unfortunate.
something from Eddie.
Yes, we could. I think, yeah, I really love...
Be the bigger person. I don't know if I would let myself get eaten by bats, but...
No, I probably would have run away. Yeah.
I would definitely do the concert, though.
Yes. That one of the most epic scenes in the entire show is the Master of Puppets sequence. So the song perfectly fitting for Vecna, first of all. So, Eddie, thank you for that.
Eddie, like, throwing it back in his face. Like, what?
Yeah,
no,
watch me control.
He's Elphaba. It's me!
Yes, it's me! And then, yeah, we see Max, like, running through basically her mind. It's like a mind maze, and then she finds her way back to the snowball memory.
It literally looks like the Dream Warriors music video.
Oh my gosh. Like it's so Dream Warriors. It's so Dream Warriors.
In fact,
and
somebody should like put that song over it instead.
I really love how they bring Billy back too, where like it looks like he's slamming on the door like he is in season 3.
Yeah.
And then the door blows down, and then she's suddenly in the snowball. Oh, that sequence is just great. Also, we get Erica kicking that basketball kid in the nards. Oh,
Erica's great as always.
Erica is great this season. I think season 5 is my favorite Erica season, though. She's
so good.
Yeah. She's so good in season 5.
She started off with just like, annoying sibling.
Yeah.
And then in season 3, you're like, okay.
We need Erica constantly.
Yeah.
We're always going back to Erica.
We're probably gonna want to keep her around.
Yeah.
And then, in this season, she's great.
Yeah. I also love the line, which apparently was improvised, where Lucas screams, "Erica, help."
Yes.
Oh, where was I with this? So yeah, the ending.
There's so much.
Finally, Hopper comes back to America. Hopper Joyce Murray. We get the reunion with Elle. Unfortunately, because so much has happened, this reunion is kind of underwhelming. It kind of just happens.
Yeah.
I do love their little thing about I stole your thing when his head is shaved. I thought that was really cute. And then the Mike and Hopper reunion, no notes. Beautiful. One of my favorite scenes, actually. You shrunk. Just beautiful. Like, oh, that is actually one of my favorite scenes of the entire season. And then, oh boy, after Max died, quote unquote, the rift opened up in Hawkins, which is just this huge gate basically spanning the entire town. And now the Upside Down is starting to pour through, and then we get this epic shot where they all climb up the hill. We get like a string version of the theme song of Stranger Things, or the theme music, I guess.
It's like added.
Yeah, added trumpets, strings. It's great music. This might be my favorite. This is definitely my favorite season, like soundtrack wise, like with the songs that they used and score. It's right up there with season 2 for me. I think objectively it's probably better than season 2, but season 2 holds a special place in my heart. So I think they're probably on the same level. But yeah, so many great score moments in this season. And yeah, we get the end where they're all staring out on the field, and the spring flowers that Mike picked for Elle at the beginning are dying, and people have thought that that's symbolism for something.
Because he's standing there with Will.
Yeah.
And she's going off.
It is interesting, and Emily, you should share your theory about it. I think it's obvious that they're trying to hint at something with the way that they're all standing at the end of this scene.
Okay, I'll tell you. My theory is a bit extreme, and it's probably not all the way true, but my theory was everyone's standing there at the end. Hold on, give me a second. It's Mike and Will, Jonathan and Nancy, and Joyce and Hopper. All them standing there. I think those are who are going to survive and everyone else dies. That's probably a bit extreme. Or those are going to be the ones who either remain in Hawkins or the only ones who end up leaving Hawkins.
I think it makes sense if they leave Hawkins.
Yeah, I think it's going to be only them. Something with only them. And as for Elle going off, walking to the other side to the gray, I think this symbolizes that at the end of her story, she is going to have to be the one to essentially bring balance to the Force, in the sense that she's going to have to stay in the Upside Down to keep it all under control. Yes. And she will become like this epic goddess, essentially.
Because as we know, Vecna kind of shaped the Upside Down. The Upside Down wasn't the Upside Down until Vecna got there and like made it what it was.
So once we kill him off, someone's going to have to take that spot. Obviously, now we were questioning a little bit maybe who it's going to be, but I think based on this, it's going to be Elle, and she's going to have to stay there apart from the people she loves, but protecting them. I think maybe like they'll do a thing where she can come and visit like for a little bit every now and then, like Davy Jones style, as we talked about. But yes, that is my theory.
I think it's a solid like starting point for a theory. Like something near that might happen.
Yes.
I also think like the more and more we've seen of season 5 points more and more to something like this theory, because the whole thing about Elle is she, and they've been saying this a lot in interviews, it's like, will she ever fit in this world after everything that she's done and everything she's gone through? And I'm like, why are you saying that so much? Yeah.
And I think, like, yeah, it'd be a little bit tragic, but I think that would be so cool.
That would be
literally like a god.
Yeah.
And then she can come down every now and then to be with
her
human friends.
If that was what happens, I wouldn't be mad. If anything else happens where, like, she dies or she can't see anyone and it's basically like a self-sacrifice thing, I think I'm going to be mad because I think Elle deserves to have the life that she wants.
And she can make the Upside Down maybe into something
beautiful.
Yeah, or at least something that's not going to harm people.
Yeah. I think it's a solid theory, but we will see.
And there's got to be something with the people, because you're not going to show specific epic shots of the people standing there. Something's gonna happen with those specific people. I feel like. What it is, I don't know.
What it is.
Maybe they're the only ones who will be able to see her or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. It is currently the 13th of December. When will this come out? This will come out before Volume 2 of Season 5 comes out. So, by the time our next episode comes out, all of it will be out. So, I think.
And we will be reviewing it.
Yes.
Holy crap.
It'll be over. We will know the answer to this theory. I'm not ready, but I mean, so far I'm liking Season 5. There's things that I'm unsure about that I hope get resolved or fixed to a certain extent in the next volumes, but
yeah.
I'm very excited. I'm liking what's happening. So,
wait, what's your favorite episode?
Oh my god, we didn't go over it. I think I don't know.
I know.
It's between Dear Billy and Massacre at Hawkins Lab.
Those are good ones.
I really good. Like Dear Billy is my favorite in the sense that like the emotional arc of everything was so powerful, and then Massacre at Hawkins Lab, there is emotional arc stuff, but also just how well they did that reveal was incredible. So yeah, I think it's between them.
Those are good choices. I would say I want to say my favorite is the Massacre at Hawkins Lab. Mm-hmm. Because yes, reveals are everything to me.
Yes.
When they're done well. And I was like, I knew there was something up with this guy. I'm like, he's got to have powers because he has the thing in him. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, maybe he's that little boy from the family and he had powers. And then it was that, but then also so much more. I'm like, crap.
It's like layers upon layers of reveal.
It's so good. And it's so just the build up. Oh. Mm-hmm. But also, what's the last episode called? Wait.
The Piggyback.
The Piggyback, yes. I feel like I have to give like a special shout out to that because it does contain my favorite scene in all of Stranger Things, which is Master of Puppets scene.
Yeah.
So
there are great moments in that episode.
Yeah.
I also want to give Papa a shout out because of the closing of the Papa arc. Yeah. I love that she leaves him in the dirt to die. I wanted her to like actively kill him, but that was even better to me because I was like, it shows that she's done. She's healed.
You're not
she's
even
above
worth the nosebleed.
I love the fact that he's like, I don't know. He wants her to say something. He's like, I need you to say that you understand or something. And she's just like, goodbye.
Like,
this beautiful.
Boy is delusional.
So yeah,
they should have
really
popped his head. Papa popped his head under the tire. I think.
Pop. 7 to 9. There's so much happening. Like season 4 is really epic. Yeah. Honestly, it might be my second favorite season.
It's my second favorite. I think upon rewatch, especially, I'm like, oh, dude.
And it's just there's so much juice, and
it's almost my favorite. I'll be honest.
It's really good.
Just because the horror element. Oh,
yeah, I think
perfection.
The Hawkins storyline is almost perfect. Yeah.
Eddie.
The other storylines are there to support well at times, better at some times than others. But yeah, the Hawkins storyline is great.
Yeah. Oh, but listen, I also have to give a shout out to that brief little action scene in the house.
Oh my god, I forgot to bring that up.
Oh, that was so good.
Yeah,
I will say it doesn't.
In Dear Billy. So great episode
there you
all
go.
around.
I will say it doesn't fit like the tone of the show at all, but it's so good.
That's the whole point. Is all of a sudden we're doing this. And we're like, what is happening right now?
One shot, and there's just guns ripping apart the house. They're all. Oh, I love it. It doesn't fit tonally, but it doesn't matter because it's so good.
Yeah, the California storyline is definitely it's a different thing.
It's kind
of
a
different
genre.
Genre. But I like it.
It's okay.
And it's refreshing. So
listen, for a TV show, that's okay. If it were in a movie, it'd be like kind of odd.
Yeah.
Because movie, you want to keep like a pretty consistent tone, but with a really long show like this, it's more refreshing to change it up like that.
Yeah.
Especially when you can do all those genres well.
And I would say for how long we waited for this season, I think like you can tell how much work went into it. Yep. So many locations. The production value is so big. We have like a great human villain in this one. It's just lovely.
I really almost have no notes. Just like the Max thing, like we talked about. The lab stuff kind of drags a bit for me.
Yeah, in the beginning.
I think they could have tightened it up a little bit, but
yeah,
that's other than that, it's like literally perfect.
It's very good. I give it a 9.5.
I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 5.
Wow, you're less.
I'm feeling nice today.
Yeah, you're less harsh than I am. Yes. So onward to season 5. What have we been watching in the meantime? I rewatched Percy Jackson in preparation for season 2, and I feel the same about it as I did before. I think it's a great start. I think they changed some things that they shouldn't have. They changed some things that I like better. Sea of Monsters is my least favorite book in the series, so I don't know what to expect. I've heard that the second season is a lot better so far than season 1, so I don't know.
That's good. That's good.
We rewatched The Long Walk.
Oh, you guys.
I cried again.
I got it was better. I felt okay after. I did have a little bit of panicky at the beginning. I had the shakes. I'm like, I don't think I can do it again. But I did. Oh my god, it's so good.
It's really good.
I'm already pissed that there's no awards.
No.
I'm so pissed.
I thought it was about that. Like halfway through, I was like, wait a minute. They weren't at the Golden Globes. What the hell? I think that the 2 leads deserved.
They deserved, yes, absolutely.
And like the score,
directing, writing,
100% deserves nomination. The score was reminding me of the Stranger Things season 2 score with like the vocalizations in it, and it gives me the same feeling, that like really heartbroken sadness, like still sadness. I don't know how to describe it. Oh, it's so good.
I don't know how it hasn't gotten anything. That's bizarre.
I guess they didn't kiss up enough. Whatever.
But yeah, that's still my favorite movie of the year.
Yeah. It's literally The Long Walk, Frankenstein, Sinners.
Sinners Beyond there.
And then everything else.
Novocaine Beyond there.
Novocaine.
So yes, next episode, final episode of the season.
It's all been leading to this, folks.
The last time we will have...
we will be seeing the finale in theaters, by the way.
Oh yeah.
So that's really fun.
Dang.
We have to see it the next morning after it comes out, and I have to be offline.
Yep. No, put a lock on your
I think
apps.
I might have to.
I might do that as well on Instagram.
I mean, it's New Year's, so like we'll just be celebrating New Year's, and so I don't have to look at my phone, so it'll be fine.
Until then, follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook at We Just Want to Talk Movies to stay up to date on everything, and subscribe to our YouTube channel or Apple Podcast, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast so you never miss an episode. And that's it for today's episode.
And we'll catch you on the flick side. I had to do it to him.